Today on DNVR Buffs Live, we are doing over-unders for the Buffs stats this year. And also, the Big 12 has instituted a new rule that I am in support of. And I'm usually not in support of rules. Let's go.
Buff Nation.
Let's go.
Squad. Yes, sir. Coming live to you from the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. It's DNVR Buffs Live. It's a Wednesday. How many days away from Georgia Tech are we, Scotty?
16.
Mason Crosby.
There you go.
Matt Russell.
Brian Staub. Days
go.
away from Georgia Tech, man. It's coming here very rapidly, and I can't wait, but good to see you boys here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon here in Denver, Colorado.
It's a heater out there.
It really is.
I lied to the boys last week. I feel bad.
Wow,
because Simeon Price was like, dude, it is hot out here. And I was like, no, this will be the last day that's this hot all summer. And I lied. I'm sorry, Simeon. It was 98 that day. It's 98 today.
That's all right. It'll cool down soon enough.
I forgot about climate change.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Past experiences to try to predict future weather. It doesn't work like that anymore.
Not anymore. Nope. What's up, chat? How's everyone doing today?
Chatski.
Got a lot to talk about. We will talk about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. CBS projects every Big 12 team's first loss of the season. I wonder which game they pick for Colorado.
I wonder.
We'll look ahead to the Iowa State game. Scotty's talk with Kenny Hill, Incarnate Word running backs coach.
Kenny Trill.
On DeKalon Taylor.
Hell yeah.
Big 12 to release injuries. But yeah, let's have some fun to start off this show. We're going to project over-under stats for a lot of the star players on this team. Fair warning, I made the lines. If it's a bad line, just tell me.
All right.
We can reset a line.
Generally been good at these in the past.
Thank you. Scott looked at some of them and he said that he actually asked me where I got them from.
I did. I wasn't sure.
So I take that as a compliment.
Also, Scott has inside information on the lines.
He may. He may. You never know. The pockets run deep, bro.
Hey, that comment from Real Business is hilarious. I don't know why. He goes, I don't comment because I'd be at work, but I'm probably the most biggest Colorado fan. Wrote this while at work. Salute to you for tuning in with us while you on the clock.
Real Business.
I love it. I love when people tell us, like, I'm supposed to be doing this right now, and instead I'm listening to you guys.
I snuck away, whatever. Ooh, to watch the show.
Love it, man. All right, let's get into it. We've got about 8 of these. I think O is up first. Go ahead and throw them up there, Alyssa. The over-unders, please.
Oh, yeah, which one? Sorry.
Whichever's
Omarion.
first. Omarion. We're just going to run through them all. All right. Omarion Miller, receiving yards, over under 908.5.
It's a pretty good line.
So I picked that line because that's slightly above what Zay Weaver had in 23, and he was Colorado's leading receiver. Obviously, Travis was the leading receiver last year. He had, 1,200 yards or something, which would be phenomenal. There's a lot of mouths to feed on this offense, though.
So Omarion has had a little over 200 in each of the last 2 seasons with, I say seasons, but really that's in,
2 games.
Call it, 2-3 games.
Yep.
So 21 yards a catch for his career. He's going to be targeted downfield quite a bit, I think, this year. I think he's going to have a lot of long catches. I think I'm going to take the over right there.
I really want to take the over because I'm in on Omarion saying like I'm gonna have a Heisman type season.
That too, shit. Yeah.
But given the developments we've seen over the last week at the quarterback position, I just feel like they're so all in on running the football that opportunities for wide receivers will go down. Now, that doesn't mean that wide receivers aren't going to eat. But like if Shedeur Sanders was the quarterback of this team and Omarion Miller was number one, I would be hammering the over.
Sure.
Yeah.
On this. But that's no longer the case. And actually, you kind of swayed me to the under when you said Zay had 800 or this number.
He had around 900.
Yeah, 900. And he was the ex-wide receiver of that offense with Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Now, Travis Hunter's on that team as well, but there's a lot of great receivers on this team as well. So it has nothing to do with more to do with the fact that I just don't think there's going to be enough balls up in the air for him to eclipse that number, even though I so badly want to say like he's going to have like 1,400.
Yeah, so Zay did have 908. He only had 68 receptions, though. Remember, he did miss 2 games, or at least 1 game, but he was hurt with that ankle at some point during that season. I'm taking this over, bro. I don't think this number can be set high enough, honestly. I think goes in for a monster season.
He's just got the motivation,
How
too.
many catches do you think?
For him?
I think he can get 1,000 on like 60 receptions.
You said Zay had 68?
He had 68.
For 908?
Yeah, 13.4 yards per reception.
Yeah, I don't think it would take more than 65 catches for O to hit that number. Last year at Liberty, just for comparison's sake, Liberty's leading receiver with Caden Salter at quarterback had 510 receiving yards. But the previous year, 2023, Liberty's leading receiver with Caden Salter at quarterback had 1,067 yards and 10 receiving touchdowns.
Who was
and then
that?
C.J. Daniels, who transferred to LSU.
Right.
The following year, along with a lot of the talent on that Liberty team from the 2023 season. So it's possible with Caden Salter at quarterback, with a guy as talented as Omarion Miller, because C.J. Daniels was good as hell.
Yep.
He's a goal player. So I like where I'm at. I like the over here, especially, again, throwing in the caveat that got big expectations for this season for himself. So
Yep.
I'm going to side with him on that.
Next one, Alyssa, just whatever one is next. Arden Walker, let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Over under 7 sacks. Last year, BJ Green led the way with 7.5. Arden's stats, though, these major stat categories, sacks, TFLs, tackles, have all gone up every single year he's been in college. So he is on pace to eclipse 33 total tackles, 7 TFLs, and 4.5 sacks from last year.
I'm going to take the over here. And it's actually because of how well Arden plays the other facets of the game, especially against the run and, things like zone read. He's going to be on the field. Like, he's not going to have to rotate as much because the coaches trust him in all facets. And so I think he'll get more pass rush opportunities probably than anyone else. And for that reason, I'm taking the over.
I'm a bit torn. Again, I think this is another really good line by you.
Thank you.
Because if we say over, that means 8, right?
Yeah.
I think 7 is a great number for Arden this year after having, 4.5 last year?
Yeah, you got to put hooks on these.
Kind of.
Well, sacks are like, you can get half a sack too.
Oh, true.
Good point.
7.5.
Because
Good
BJ
point.
had 7.5 last year.
Good point. It's a good point. Like I said, it's a great line. 2 in a row. You killing it.
Thank you.
I'm going to say over because Arden Walker and Jordan Seaton have been going at it in fall camp, throughout the spring, last year as well. That's the definition of iron sharpens iron. And I don't know how many tackles Arden Walker is going to go against this year who are better than Jordan Seaton. And for that reason, I think he nearly doubles his sack total from last year. Goes from 4.5 to 7+. I like the over there.
Ooh, let's go.
I'm kind of torn too. I just think that there's kind of like wide receiver. I think there's so many guys who can make an impact and get sacks on this team. He is one of the returners, though, and is leader of this defense. I'm just going to take the over then, even if it's slightly. And that's not disrespect to Art. I'm just thinking that a lot of other guys are going to be piling up sacks on this team too. So there's going to be a lot of split sacks. Who knows who plays the Keaton Wade role this year, or if Keaton just gets that role again and he's like your pass rush third down specialist, like then he's going to rack them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Going back really quick to Omarion, because I'm just thinking hard about this with both of you so confidently taking the over. How many passes do you envision Caden Salter throwing in week 1 against Georgia Tech? And let's just assume
He plays the whole game.
Yeah, let's just assume he plays the whole game for the sake of this argument.
30.
Yeah, I would say 28 to 32.
Okay. That's a lot higher than I'm expecting. I was thinking more like 20.
If that happens, they beat the hell out of Georgia Tech.
Exactly. I think Georgia Tech week 1, I think they're going to score points. And Colorado's going to have to score points.
Also, with Caden and like the RPO like option game, I think you're going to see a lot of screens, just like the last 2 years too.
Okay.
And with the athletes that you have, like, why not get the ball in their hands?
Yeah, I just think about these teams that I watch run the ball on Saturdays and make running the focus of their offense. And like their quarterback will end sometimes like 12 of 17.
Yeah.
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 So I was thinking closer to 20. That's why I expect less opportunities for wide receivers to rack up stats.
That's fair.
But that helps me understand where our gap is.
So he had 5 games, Caden did last year, of more than 25 pass attempts in a game. But he also had 5 games of fewer than 20. So
I wonder what the win-loss splits on those are too.
I would need some time, but I'm interested to know that as well. I'm going to look into that.
Go ahead.
Just one follow thing on Arden. Random trivia question. Who is the returning leader in tackles for loss on this Colorado football team?
Is it Reggie Hughes?
Returner as in he was on the team
I'm
last
sorry.
year.
Arden Walker.
Yeah.
No. Great guess, though.
Amari McNeil.
Yeah, Amari.
No, great guess, though.
Sam?
Great guess, though.
I mean, we're going to go through the whole list.
Keaton Wade led this team in tackles for loss in terms of guys returning. He had 7.5 tackles for loss last year.
Wow.
In just a few games. But the other three guys you mentioned are right behind him. Sammy Sykes had 6.5, and then Arden and Amari had 6 each. This defensive line is going to be really good again.
For sure. Next one.
Carlton
please.
knows.
Keaton Wade did that in 5 games.
Exactly. I know. It's crazy.
Zach Atkins, over under 449.5 receiving yards.
Under. Same reasoning.
That's a pretty big line.
It looks like Caden is targeting him a lot.
I did notice
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It was cool. I was talking to a buddy the other day, and he was like, oh, like Savell starting at tight end, and, he just hadn't followed the offseason very well. I was like, no, they've got this new guy, Zach Atkins. And then as I was texting him, I'm watching Well Off, and there's like a 3-play stretch where I'm like, you should watch Well Off today. Zach Atkins had a hell of a practice.
Yes.
For sure. I'm so high on Zach Atkins. I'm going to take the under here, though, for the reason that you mentioned, RK, and I think there are going to be multiple tight ends who get involved in the passing game this year. Like, I really like what I've seen from Charlie Williams and even Brady Kopetz this year, who recently said that he's in the best shape of his life. Like, Coach
Brick.
Swayze got him right. Brick, exactly. I think there are going to be multiple guys in this tight end room who get opportunities in the pass game. But it wouldn't shock me at all if Zach went over that line. But I think he ends up right around 350, 400 yards, and that would be a hell of a season. It's
There
also
should be-
great that he's a junior. He'll be back next year, which is awesome.
And if they're running the ball consistently, there should be some great opportunities
Yes.
to design plays for Zach Atkins to take advantage of that, where he's just like blocking down and then goes back the other way on a bootleg, like all that different stuff that you can do. I mean, it'll be really interesting. I pray to God that the running game actually does come through this year and succeeds.
Yeah.
Because I'm just excited to watch all of the different things that they could do off of it, and the ways that they can get these weapons involved alternatively than just snap it to Shedeur and let him make a play.
All the other things that it would hopefully open up, right? In the run game, in the pass game for other guys on that offense. I'm excited too. It's the number one thing I'm probably watching week 1. How effective is this run game going to be?
Yeah, I'm going to take the under on Zach Atkins too, though. I maybe put this one a bit high, but I just figured that this is the best tight end we've had. Like, we haven't really seen tight end production in this offense, honestly. So I honestly didn't really know where to put it because I didn't think the last 2 tight ends who are the leading tight ends on this team the last 2 years is really representative of what Atkins can do.
Had you put it at 399.5, I think I would have taken the over.
Okay.
I might have. I'm excited to hear from Zach Atkins tomorrow. He's supposed to be at the podium along with Coach Bart. Should we ask
Oh,
him?
Coach Bart, let's go.
Should we ask Zach? Over or under, Zach, on your receiving total this year?
Totally. Do it.
Got you.
Let's take a break.
If anyone takes the under on their own stats, I'm out on them.
That is
Red
true,
flag.
actually. Shout out to Coors Light. We only have a couple weeks left to chill normally before we get to chill with football on. But when you do choose to chill, make sure it's with Coors Light. We're going to be headed to Coors Field on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Rooftop Club. Many Coors Lights will be consumed that night. But yeah, enjoy these last couple of weekends before the season starts. Make sure you get some Coors Light in your fridge or come hang out with us at the DNVR bar here. Get ready for tailgate season with Coors Light. And watch some games here at the bar with us, man. It's almost time. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get it delivered straight to your door when you visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer.
Also, shout out to our friends over at American Financing. If you're thinking about buying a home in Colorado, you're not the only one, and now might be your best shot. We are officially in a buyer's market, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes are on the market. Competition is down, and serious deals are just waiting to be found. I actually fell for this myth in my own life, which is that you have to have 20% put down on a home. It's not true. You can get a home with as little as 3% down.
Wow.
And with down payment assistance from our friends over at American Financing, getting into a home might be even easier than you think. So call our friends, check them out. And if you're looking to buy a home, don't count yourself out. Call up our friends at American Financing and see how they can help you. 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. Or go to AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Shout out Coors Light. Shout out American Financing. Next on the over-unders. Who we got? Over-under, Michael Welsh, rushing yards, 699.5.
Now's my time to start hitting over. I'm going over. I think there will be multiple running backs on this team that go over 700 yards.
I think there'll be multiple players.
There might be three.
Yeah. I'm going to take the over, too. Michael Welsh is set up for a big year, and I like the way that he's running early in camp.
I think I have to take the over. I think Michael Walsh is going to be this team's leading rusher this year. And I think the leading
Call you
rusher.
a DeKalon hater in the chat if you say that.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Facts.
I got love for DeKalon Hayden. But yeah, I think Michael Walsh is going to be the leading rusher on this team this year. And I think the leading rusher for the Colorado football team this year is going to eclipse. What was that line at? 799?
699.
Oh, yeah. He's going to eclipse 700 yards. I like that a lot. Big year for Michael Welch incoming.
Let's go.
I think Colorado gets an 1,000-yard rusher this year.
Wouldn't
Hell
put it
yeah.
past him.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get through a few more of these. We got a lot to get to today. Next one. Over under total tackles for Reggie Hughes, 81.5. Last year, Colorado's leading tackler was Cameron Silman Craig. He had 94, but Nikhai Hill-Green, second place, he had 82. The year before, in 2023, your leading tackler was Shedeur Sanders, but Levante Bentley was right behind him with 68.
What was it last year?
It was Cam with 94, but Nikhai had 82.
And Reggie had 83 last year at Jacksonville State. 9.5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks. First team all-conference player.
I'm going to say just a little bit under, just barely. And it's because I think there's going to be a lot of tackles at the line of scrimmage.
Love that. I'm going to go over. I think he's just going to be all over the field. It seems like he's really emerged as the guy out of that linebacking core.
I think I'm going to go under only because that line is really high. I think 80 plus is like a leading tackler on the team type numbers, and I think that's going to be like a Tawfiq Bayard by my estimation. But I really like Reggie. He's really impressed the last, let's call it a week and a half of camp. And him and Martavis French certainly look like the starters, if not Jeremiah Brown. But I think I'm going to take the under there. It's a little high for me.
Set it at 74.5, I think I would have been tempted to take that.
I think so too.
Okay.
I think so too.
Next one. Over under total touchdowns for Draylon Miller, rushing and receiving, 7.5.
You have 3 last year? 2 last year?
I can think of 2 for sure.
He had
3 last year.
Yes.
So the Kansas one, the Utah one, what was the other one?
Arizona, I believe.
The shovel pass.
Yeah, the little flip.
Ah, yes, that's Shedeur was supposed to throw behind the
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, That's a lot of touchdowns. The running backs are going to be hawking them too.
So he's got to get 8. That's a lot.
I'm going to take the under just a little bit. I hope he goes over and like there's multiple guys, but 8 would have led the team 2 years ago. Last year, who had the second most after Travis, who had 15?
I think it's LeJohntay. So Jimmy led the team with 6 in 23. Last year, Travis had 15. LeJohntay had 10. Will had 6, though.
So I've got O leading. And then right behind him, I'm going to say this is like 7.
Yeah, I think this is probably the worst line so far. I think 5.5 would have been perfect. The over has him doubling his touchdown total from last year. 5.5, I would have took it over, but yeah, I think there's going to be a handful of guys who like get 4 to 6 touchdowns this year.
Over. Big year for Draylen, too.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
This offense is scoring like 40 points a game in your
No,
your overs over there.
That's what I expect.
Hell yeah, I love it.
Next. Caden Salter, over under passing yards, 2,700.5.
Can I get the context of this?
So obviously Shedeur does not factor into this at all.
No. We have to throw out everything we know about quarterback stats.
His career high in 2023, he threw for 2876.
Okay.
Last year, he was 1,800.
I just said it based off that one.
Yeah, so no, that's important context. It all comes down to me on how much Juju is involved. Because I still think you're going to see Juju play this year.
Mm-hmm.
I have no inside information from the coaching staff or anyone as to what that would look like. We've all agreed that it looks like Caden's going to be the starter. But, so I just don't know. I'm going to operate those as K-Salt is the full-time starter for the sake of this exercise and say he goes over this pretty comfortably.
I say over 2. He said it was the best receiving core that he's played with.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Probably the best offensive line he's played with, too.
True.
And if he goes over that line, it would probably be his best season as a college football player, which would be crazy because that 2023 year was wild. I think pass attempts could have been an interesting one as well.
Okay.
Setting an over-under there. He threw 290 passes in 2023, 261 last year.
Over
Over what?
290, whatever the highest one was.
You think he throws 300 passes this year?
Mm-hmm.
If he does that, he's going to hit the over on that yards.
Well, I guess that doesn't add up with what I was saying earlier. Well,
That's why
it's close.
See, I'm
So
not even
I
going to
was saying
factor
like 20 a
Julian.
game times 12, so that's like 240. I wasn't saying, I guess 20 to 25. So what would 25 a game be?
25 times 12.
That would be
I can't
300.
do math, bro. That is 300.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Oh, it's right. It's going to be right in there.
I know.
It's going to be right in there.
I
Take
think
the under on 299.5, but just by a little bit.
Yeah. I think if he
Next.
approaches the 300 attempts, I think he'll hit the over.
Next one. Rushing yards now. Caden Salter, over under 599.5. His career high is obviously over 1,000, 1089. Last year,
Can we just
Yes.
again, like, I feel like people are now a little bit more prepared to go into like excited about Caden mode.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just hear the stats from that season?
Caden Salter's 2023 season. He threw 290 passes, completed 61% of them for 2,876 yards and 32 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. He then ran the ball 163 times for 1,089 yards. That's 6.7 yards per carry with 12 touchdowns.
Insane.
A 32-6 touchdown to interception ratio plus 12 rushing touchdowns.
And 1,000 yards.
Almost 4,000 total yards, 44 total touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. And he almost did it last year. He almost hit this line last year on a down year. 587 rushing yards. Still average 5 yards a carry. I think
me
it's an
take the
easy
over.
Yeah.
Yep, over. Think there's one more?
You've seen him just like, obviously practice is very controlled environment. The quarterbacks really aren't even taking off at full speed, but you've seen him a couple times.
Yes.
There was a juke move he had the other day. I don't remember who it was on, but he absolutely dusted someone with a little stop and go. And
Yep.
you've started to see the electricity that he has. But I think people are going to be blown away on August 29th. Thank God it's not September 29th. On August 29th, when the first time they see him hit full speed.
Yep.
It really opened it up.
If you're watching Wolof right now, Coach Prime is yelling almost every time Caden drops back or scrambles, run!
No, really?
Yes. So, yeah.
Especially if you get man coverage.
Oh,
exactly.
yeah. You can't play man against this team.
No.
You really can't.
That's what we said about TCU. They tried it.
Yep.
Yeah. Shedeur started rewriting the record book.
Think there's one more, right?
I think so.
Taylor?
Yep.
Okay, DeKalon Taylor, last one here. Over under total rushing and receiving yards. The line is set at 999.5. Does he have
Can we throw in
1,000?
return yards into this?
Nope. Scrimmage yards. Scrimmage yards.
I'll take the under.
I'm going to take the over based on what I heard recently from DeKalon Taylor's former running backs coach in Incarnate Word. I'm going to take the over there. Rushing and receiving? Hell yeah.
Why don't you tease that article just a little bit?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it on the other side of this break, I assume. But Kenny Hill, who for real college football fans out there know that name, used to go by Kenny Trill, was Texas A&M's quarterback right after Johnny Manziel left. Had a really good season there, transferred to TCU, had 2 really good seasons at TCU as well. He is now the co-offensive coordinator, the running backs coach at Incarnate Word, where obviously DeKalon Taylor just transferred from. So he coached Track Hawk for the last 2 seasons, kind of oversaw his transition from a slot receiver to a running back in his room. And, obviously, Kenny Hill saw DeKalon Taylor up close, for the last 2 years. And he had a lot of exciting things to say about Track Hawk and what he potentially brings to this football team, his versatility, his speed, his toughness, his vision, a few things that stand out to me when I was listening and talking to Kenny Hill. So Track Hawk I think is going to be the most versatile weapon on this football team this year. Can line up at receiver, can be motioned out, can line up as a true running back, has really good vision in between the tackles. And that's something Kenny Hill talked about. He was like, I honestly didn't expect him to be as good running in between the tackles as he was for somebody at his size, obviously. But
they can't see him.
Exactly. It's going to be fun to watch, and I'm excited to tell you guys a little bit more about the other side of this break. But before then, make sure y'all become a diehard. If y'all not a diehard, what are you doing? And this is the perfect time as we sit here 16 days before week 1 of the 2025 football season. I promise you don't want to miss nothing. No good content from Jake, myself, and the rest of us over here at DNVR. We got you covered with the elite exclusive content. So make sure you become a diehard right now. It's the perfect time.
Over under on that line.
Over, baby.
I took the under.
Oh, you took the under? I'm going to reluctantly take the under as well, but I'm going to say it's close, very close. Right now, I don't think DeKalon Taylor's going to get the rushing attempts. I think receiving-wise, he'll get a lot of work there.
Again, this is somebody who can go 80-90 on one play.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
I just think that, with Micah and they're going to get touches.
But I think Micah and Dallin are almost fighting for a position that DeKalon isn't fighting for.
That's true.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
And we've seen so much 2-back. And I think in most 2-back thoughts, DeKalon is one of the 2.
Exactly. He should be in every single 2-back set.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't see many plays where he's not on the field, whether it be at running back or, like I said, at wide receiver or just a motion kind of eye candy for the defense. He's going to be on the field a lot, and I think they're going to make it a point to give him opportunities to show off his speed and explosiveness.
Let's take our next break.
Shout out to the squad over at Empire today. As my boy Jake likes to say, a lot of talk about floors and ceilings.
It's that time of year.
Time of year. We might even talk a little bit more about that later. But in terms of flooring to be specific, nobody does it better than Empire today. Their flooring experts can bring the showroom right to your home. You can pick the right flooring and the right colors for your space, and you can see how it looks with your furniture in your house. That's the convenience that Empire today provides. You can get precise measurements taken and have all your questions answered, so there are no surprises. With Empire today, you get clear, you get upfront and all-inclusive pricing, plus you can schedule installation as soon as the next day because don't nobody like to wait. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DNVR listeners can receive a $350 discount when using promo code DNVR. Yes, you heard that right. A $350 discount with code DNVR. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire today /DNVR for full details.
And also shout out to our friends over at Toyota. Trucks are just a part of their DNA, man. Best in the business at it. All the four-wheel drive options like the 2024 Tacoma. If trucks aren't your thing, they got you covered with the 2024 iconic Land Cruiser, the 4Runner as well. All kinds of options. If you're looking for a hybrid, they got you covered. Sports car, shoot, even a minivan. I mean, if you got to take all the kids to soccer practice, nothing better to do it in than a Toyota. So visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. AutoNation Toyota, Arapahoe and Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of CU Athletics and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Let's go.
All right. Do you have a couple quotes you'd be willing to share?
I do. So again, DeKalon Taylor started his college career as a slot receiver. He played that as a what?
It's just crazy.
I know.
He's so small.
It is. He played quite a bit at Incarnate Word as a true freshman as well. Obviously went into the 2023 season still playing receiver, but the last couple of games of that 2023 season, they started to make that transition over to running back. And Coach Kenny Hill said last year, 2024, his first full season playing running back, Kenny Hill goes, the first couple of games, he was figuring it out still, and then he kind of took off. He wasn't afraid to run downhill, and he wasn't afraid to run in between the tackles. And I kind of alluded to this earlier. He goes, he honestly ran between the tackles a lot better than I thought he was going to, and he made people miss in the hole. He was special. And then he gets to that second level, there's not many people who are going to catch him. This kid is dynamic, and we saw it on that 97-yard rushing touchdown last year from DeKalon Taylor, the longest in school history. Kenny Hill talked about the fact that he could be used and should be used in multiple ways, right? He talked about the ways that they used him last year. He goes, we'd put him out at the slot, we'd motion him outside to get a matchup with the linebacker and let him go one-on-one. Even matchups with the safety, we let him go one-on-one with them. He's durable, tough, and fights his ass off. Everything you want in a player, he has it. And this is somebody, again, Kenny, who's played a lot of good football, been around a lot of high-level football at the college level. He mentioned Deuce Vaughn, former Kansas State running back, is somebody who sees some similarities in. And then he also goes, how long you been at Colorado? I mean, like, this is my second season covering the team. He was like, who is that running back they had from Derby, Kansas? I'm like, Dylan Edwards. He was like, yep, that's exactly how they should use him. And somebody asked a couple minutes ago about who is going to be Colorado's starting punt returners. Coach Pollock told us yesterday that's going to be DeKalon Trackhawk Taylor, and a little bit of Quinn Gibson are going to get the first cracks at it. And I asked Kenny Hill about DeKalon Taylor's return ability, because obviously DeKalon did it at Incarnate Word. He had over 500 yards, punt return yards in his career, over 500 kick return yards in his career. And he goes, if y'all don't use him on returns, y'all are tripping. Simple and point. So, all right. Again, this is somebody who Kenny Hill goes or thinks can make an impact in the run game, in the pass game, in the return game. And he also goes, if he stayed at Incarnate Word in his system, he goes, he probably would have had 2,500 all-purpose yards, because he would have been the focal point. He would have been the lead back, the three-down back, moving him outside and doing different things to him. And I just want to put that into perspective. Incarnate Word is a good football program.
Yes.
Like, they've been a good football team for the last year. And this is somebody in DeKalon Taylor who, had he stayed at Incarnate Word, would have been the focal point of the offense.
Yep.
They would have ran everything through him. And he's in Colorado now, and I think that Coach Shermer, Coach Marshall Falk, and that offensive staff are going to use him similarly, involve him in as many ways as possible, because he's truly that talented.
Couple things here. One, I love the Dylan comparison, and the reason is because, remember, Dylan transferred pretty late last year.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact they had really big plans for him.
For sure.
And Pat Shermer had an entire
Yes.
pamphlet of Dylan Edwards plays that essentially just had to be like set aside.
Truthfully, it's completely set aside.
There was no
bro.
Dylan Edwards style player to get the ball to like that.
Yeah.
So it was just collecting dust until DeKalon Taylor got here. Now, obviously it's a different style offense, but the types of screens and things that they want to run to try and get Dylan open,
Yes.
they can do with DeKalon Taylor. So that really excites me.
Hell yeah.
The other thing is like, we just haven't. We get a little piece of it through Well-Off. We've seen him make like some nice catches. We didn't see the diving catch. I don't think that
Simeon talked about.
Simeon talked about, but I think it's time for me to just like change my thought about a small running back being a wide receiver. He clearly has a very different set of gifts for catching the ball.
Yeah.
And the big one for me that tells me that is punt return. Punt return, you rarely see a team put like a small running back for punt return. We did see Dylan do it, and so he has that skill set as well. But like, there's something to like wanting someone with a little longer arms to catch the ball with. You usually see those guys get kick return opportunities more than they get punt return opportunities. And the fact that like we're talking about lining up in the slot and having him run routes means he knows how to catch the ball away from his body, which obviously he came in to do. So like, you think like scat back, but I don't even think that's like the right term for someone like this who has true wide receiver ability in a small running back's body.
It's just his size. He gets kind of stereotyped, I think, because of his size, right?
Yep.
And maybe even people limit him because of his size. Wouldn't be the first time I'm sure that's happened to him, but I think it happens to a lot of running backs like that. And, you know, I think people talk about it in NFL terms too. It's like, sure, but this isn't applying to this conversation at all. This is college football here. Okay. Also, to your point about fielding punts too, sometimes that ball is it is turning over. If there's wind swirling in the stadium, like that's a hard thing to track. So for receivers, that's probably way more natural to track a punt than it would be running backs, I would think.
100%.
I would just advise people to not put him in a box. Yeah. Like he's not just a running back. Mm-hmm. He's not just a receiver. He's like who this team talks about. Like we want football players. Like he fits that description. And I think the point you brought up about Dylan is great because we talked to him like last spring. You know what I'm saying? He was up at the podium and I remember writing a story because it was a big deal to me. He was like, I'm going to be playing a lot more receiver than y'all probably saw last year. And there was a clear plan to get him involved in different ways. And like you said, like that, set of plays, that pamphlet or whatever just had to be just collecting dust, had to be put to the side because there was nobody really with a similar skill set who you can kind of adapt that to. And I think we've seen remnants of what they were trying to do with Dylan last year and kind of repurposing it this year for DeKalon. And that's just so exciting because this team just, although they were explosive because of Travis and some other guys, they just didn't have a weapon like that last year, like a Dylan Edwards, like a DeKalon Taylor.
And just the types of things you can do matchup-wise, and Kenny Hill touched on it a little bit, but like, we talk about those two-back sets, like motion him out, and then you got a linebacker chasing him. Then he just cuts up field. He's getting a running start going up to the sideline. Like those types of plays are just impossible. And someone in the comments said Darren Sproles and it just reminded me of a quote from Sean Payton talking to Diana Rossini and Chase Daniel. And they asked him if you could have one player from any of your teams on every team for the rest of time, who would it be? And he said Darren Sproles, not like a big left tackle or a pass rusher. Not
Jimmy Graham or Drew Brees.
He wanted Darren Sproles on every team, and it's because Darren Sproles had very unique abilities for being a small running back who had that quickness. So, Darren Sproles was like kind of one of the original jokers for Sean Payton, which is just all about getting a mismatch. DeKalon Taylor is going to provide a lot of mismatches for Colorado, and it's why, going back to the over-under, I had to think about it. That's a lot of yards.
Yeah.
But I had to think about it because 500 rushing, 500 receiving is not crazy to imagine.
And it's so on the table.
Yeah.
It's so on the table. I don't envy any linebacker that has to cover him in space.
No. Good work, Scotty. That's excellent stuff, my
Appreciate you, dog.
Go become a diehard.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, I said this on Twitter, but I want to say it here too. Shout out to Scotty for finding new voices to bring into our Buffs world. It's easy when you're on the beat to just interview the players, write the story, move on. I love the fact that you're always thinking outside of the box, trying to find new voices who can add context that we're not hearing on a day-to-day basis.
My dog.
Facts.
Appreciate that, man. For real.
The Big 12 with a big rule change for this year approved today. We're going to get injury reports this season for Big 12 games. The press release here says the policy will include updates in the days leading up to each game, as well as a final report 90 minutes prior to kickoff or tip-off. So this is for football, men's basketball, and women's basketball by all Big 12 teams.
Interesting. The things you can bet on.
Big 12 football programs will be required to submit daily reports beginning 3 days before each game. Men's and women's basketball teams will update their availability reports the night before each contest. All reports will be housed exclusively at big12sports.com, so everyone can go check it out. For football, student athletes must be designated as one of 5 options: available, probable, questionable, doubtful, or out. Basketball only has 3: available, game time decision, or out.
For football, teams are going to wear that questionable tag out.
I'm surprised they even put probable, honestly.
I mean, yeah, available and probable seem very similar, but yeah. It's so we'll get our first injury report for
Thank
Georgia Tech
Jesus.
Tuesday of that week.
Yep.
So hopefully there won't be too many guys on it, but I like this.
It's a big help for us.
It really
It's
is.
huge. It's huge for us from being able to like do a show. I mean, how many times do we would try to pick like one of our prime players, and like Unk's on the other side, and like,
Yeah, after the show, he tells you, like, yeah, bro, this guy didn't practice this week. And you're like, come on.
yeah. So it'll be nice to have a little bit of that context. I don't think it's an advantage or disadvantage for either side.
Right.
I guess technically it'll be an advantage for the healthier team,
Sure.
but the healthier team always has the advantage.
True.
So I like this, man. It's weird. Like, I legitimately remember games where the Buffs would come out of the locker room and like the starting quarterback isn't there, and you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And like whoever's like up in the press box is like, so and so's not out there tonight. Looks like so and so was getting the start, and you're like, what? Like, I'm like tailgating, drinking with my friends. I find out 20 minutes before the game that we don't have our starting quarterback. It sucks.
Yeah.
And obviously the real reason for this, which is I don't love this being the reason why it's happening, but it is the reason why it's happening, is sports betting.
Of course.
Those companies are, investing money into these schools or into the conferences as sponsorships. And they lose their ass a lot of times on this stuff because, someone has inside information and they're able to place a big bet. Now this will be a little bit more open from that regard, which I don't care about. For me, it's more about us being able to do the content and have a better picture of what the team looks like going into the game.
Totally. And just standing next to my thing before games, like an hour and a half, 2 hours before, is just, I stand right next to that tunnel and I just watch who's walking out, who's like wearing their jersey with pads or who's just got it on, like who's actually dressed to play or not.
And you mentioned before the show, it's going to help make for, I think, better press conferences as well.
Yes,
because
dude,
we don't have to waste time
100%.
asking Coach Prime for health updates or injury updates
or
on
hoping
players.
someone asks about injuries.
Exactly. So that's another plus.
100%.
And one more thing, I can't take credit for this because somebody, if you can scroll up a little bit in the chat list, somebody mentioned Palsy Jones. Didn't Pat Shurmur coach Darren Sproles in Philly? And damn right he did. Pat Shurmur was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles from 2013 to 2015 when Darren Sproles was a Philadelphia Eagle. Coached him for 2 seasons. He was his OC. So
And now we know where the basis of that Dylan Edwards
yeah,
playbook section came from.
exactly. So that's another interesting tidbit.
All right. Let's talk a little bit of Iowa State. Yeah?
Let's do it.
Okay. I was waiting for some kind of excitement there. Okay. This team, Rocco Becht is back.
Yeah, he is.
Really, honestly, it starts and ends with their wide receivers from last year. Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel both went to the Texans, I believe, right?
Dogs. Yes, sir.
Both went to Texans in the second round.
I think so, yeah.
Higgins definitely went second round. Did Noel also go second
Maybe a
round?
second, third.
Second or third.
Yeah, I think
something like
that's
that.
what it was. I think it was second and third.
They were really good. Just looking at their stats, I mean, they both had over 1,000 receiving yards. The third leading receiver on Iowa State's team, 296 receiving yards, and he was a tight end.
Yikes.
So that's where the story of their season really started and ended last year. They ran the ball well. I really actually came away impressed more with Rocco Becht going back and watching him. I think he's just really solid. He makes plays extending out of the pocket with his legs. He makes good decisions with the football, man. He's just not like a big, like, physical, fast. Like he's a college quarterback, but
Yeah.
he's really good at it.
Yeah, I mean, I said it yesterday when we were talking about kind of like the thought of Caden getting a starting job, and I said like experience at the quarterback position, college football goes a long way, and Rocco Becht has a lot of it, and you'll just notice it in games where you watch and you're like, okay, like this is a fifth-year senior quarterback, and he's just making sound decisions. He understands what they're trying to do, and so that's going to be a challenge.
It is going to be a challenge. Becht is a good player. He's a
Yes.
lot more athletic than I think people give him credit for too. Like you mentioned it, you alluded to. He can make some plays.
Yeah, he
Extended
does make
plays
plays.
yeah, a real sneaky athlete. And obviously they're well coached by Coach Campbell. Defensively, this team is really good.
Yes, they are.
They were the number one passing defense in the Big 12 last year. I think they had 4 or 5 dudes who I had on my all Big 12 preseason ballot.
They had 2 named preseason all conference.
Yeah, and most of those guys are on the defense side of the ball. They have 2 elite defensive backs. Their
Yep.
safety, Jeremiah Cooper, is one of the best safeties in the country. Their cornerback, Jontez Williams, had 4 picks. I think 2 of them were game-sealing picks at the, in clutch crunch time, whatever you want to say.
Clunch time.
Yeah,
dude.
clutch
I like that.
clutch. Dominique Orange is one of the best defensive linemen in the
Yep.
conference as well. He was an honorable mention pick for me.
Yep.
So defensively, they're going to be good. I think I said when we talked TCU, I said I think Josh Hoover is the best quarterback they're going to face at that point in the season. I think when they face Iowa State, that's going to be the best defense they've played at that point in the season. So it's going to be a challenge for this Colorado offense. For Iowa State's offense, Carson Hansen is a really good player as well at running back. Who they got back.
They got all their running backs back.
Yeah.
All of them.
So it seems like it's probably going to be a bit of a scheme, maybe shift from a real passing heavy offense last year to more of a reliance on the run game, which makes sense. But they got some Chase Soul at receiver.
So
solid and
yeah. Well, give me a second on that.
Sure.
Abu Sama, the other
the
running
running
back,
back?
is another really good
He
player.
is.
Going to the defensive side of the ball, though, this is a 3-3-5 defense, but it's very different than other 3-3-5 defenses. They play with 3 safeties, and this is kind of how Matt Campbell got his name, is this defense.
Yeah.
It's the illusion of space for the run game. They're going to show you all these gaps. They're going to, spread guys all over the field, but man, watch how they fit the run. They just scream downfield. Safety's coming down. Like they've got it all
Safeties are
figured
good.
out. This scheme is not the traditional 3-3-5 that you'll see against Delaware and TCU, and other teams. Like this is like the advanced, like the master's class of 3-3-5 defense.
And with that 3-3-5 defense is a different look. It prevents them from being a real big, heavy sack team. They have the fewest sacks in the Big 12 last year.
They blitz a lot to get sacks.
Yeah, that's kind of how they got to get it done.
Yep.
I have sad news about this game.
Oh yeah.
This
Yeah.
will be the 3rd game in 24 years at Folsom Field that I was not at.
Wow.
So you're in London, right?
Yeah, I'll be in London for Broncos Jets the next day.
Ah.
I'm really
Damn.
sad about it.
Yeah.
What were the other 2 that you missed? I know you remember.
USC in 2022 and
Missed nothing.
and Oregon in 2022.
No, we watched USC here. That was at USC.
So then it was USC in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, USC 2021, Oregon
Oregon next
2022. So I was at that point on a 20-year streak without missing
crazy.
one. And I always said I would never miss another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Allie was like, "What if like one of your best friends gets married or something?" And I was like, "Well, when we first met," and I was like, "That my friends would never do that."
And sure enough.
First one ever, the one that broke the streak was one of my best friend's weddings.
That's crazy.
Dang.
And then the second one that I missed was the Oregon. No, sorry, it was Arizona State the home game that year?
22?
The Jordan Tyson punt return?
Yes.
So it was actually Arizona State. Oregon was
No, Bo Nix and them came to. I remember George Payton was in the.
Either way.
press box. Yeah.
that one was London as well.
That is right. Yep.
That's crazy. Bro, I wasn't even with DNVR yet at this point last year, but it even felt weird when you weren't at the UCF game last year, bro. Like, it feels weird that bro's not in the building right now for a Buffs game.
Bro.
Like,
He wasn't there for the UCF trip, and I was just like, oh my God. It was a crazy trip.
It was a crazy trip.
We made it work, though.
Hurricane and all.
for real.
Let's go to additions and departures for Iowa State, please, if we can. And let's start with additions. You mentioned it, Scotty. They get 2 transfer receivers in. Their best transfer receiver is Chase Sewell, former Buff. Top of the list there. He comes in from East Carolina. He's projected to have a massive season. Xavier Townsend, he's coming in from UCF. He's one of the players who he didn't do much in the Colorado game, but after the Colorado game, he said, "Yep, that's it.
I'm going.
Redshirted, he was done." So he joins the team over at Iowa State. They bring in some line. They do lose 2 starters on their offensive line. Jalen Travis, left tackle, and center Jared Hufford have both gone on. They graduated. They got some young, inexperienced talent on the offensive line. Derek Jensen's coming in as after a freshman season at Wisconsin where he didn't play. Austin Barrett, also kind of the same thing at Indiana, coming in for them on the defensive line. And also, by the way, that's their entire transfer class for additions. They only got 8 guys coming in.
Wow.
They got 2 defensive linemen. They did lose their best defensive lineman and best player out of the portal, Tyler Onyedum.
He was a dog.
He was. He's
A&M?
actually at A&M now.
Yeah.
Yep. He was a 4-star transfer as well. So they bring in Cannon Butler. He's coming in from Northern Iowa. He actually played well there at a lower level, so he's coming up. And then the other guy is Vontre Malone from Tulsa. Kind of the same thing. Kind of he to me, just looking at his profile, he would have been like a good Colorado transfer. Like, wasn't a starter at Tulsa, only really played his freshman year, but did enough, and like he's projected to have a big role probably. So.
Okay.
A lot of the guys that they lost there, I mean, what does this say? They only had 17 portal entries, and even those guys, some of those guys on the departures, obviously Noel and Higgins, and then the 2 linemen I told you about, those are just losses to the draft / NFL. They really didn't lose that much.
Was Jalen Travis a starter for them?
Yes, he was their starting left tackle.
It's big.
But they keep 3/5 of that offensive line. The
Also
whole right
big.
side is intact. And they have like a 6'9" dude at right tackle.
Maybe he's at left tackle now.
It could be, yeah. But this is just kind of like, who did we say this about? Delaware. Like, they're not like a big portal team or anything. They've got a culture. They bring guys in, and they just kind of let the like matriculation of them all work out. You know, if guys graduate and move on to the draft, they just got juniors and sophomores and freshmen to step up. That's just the program Matt Campbell's created.
It'd be really interesting to see the way that Pat Shurmur and the offensive staff want to attack this defense because there's just not a lot of room, you know, like you want to go to the outside. They've got a lot of players to rally to the ball that way. You want to go on the inside. They, you know, have that kind of plugged up with the big interior linemen that they put on the line. So, this is one where you kind of wish you played Iowa State last year.
Yeah.
They don't get after the passer, and Shedeur would have just picked them apart.
Yep.
You know what's crazy? We're going to be able to watch this team play next Saturday. They play a football game next Saturday.
Iowa State?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Week
that's right.
0.
0. Farmageddon.
In
versus
Dublin.
K-State in Ireland,
That's
which
a
is a
massive
massive
game.
game, and we're going to learn a lot
Conference game,
about
too.
both of those teams. But next Saturday, y'all,
Let's go, man.
that's wild.
Let's make plans.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, this is a good football team, man. This is going to be a real
Yep.
test for Colorado. Thankfully, this one is at home, though.
Facts.
We'll save this. Well, we'll just do this. This is quick and easy. CBS did. They projected the first loss for all 16 Big 12 teams
Why?
because it's August 13th.
Okay.
No, for real.
Colorado Buffaloes first loss. Georgia Tech, August 29th.
We're shocked.
Here's the blurb. Unfortunately for the Big 12, opening weekend is going to be one to forget, it seems, against other Power 4 competition. DeKalon Sanders and the Buffs tackle a veteran-laden Yellow Jackets team intent on winning at the line of scrimmage with a balanced attack. Colorado will be breaking in a new signal caller in the post-Shedeur era and doesn't have the leadership of Travis either. While bowl eligibility is likely for Colorado, the season could start a bit rocky.
You know,
So wait,
go ahead.
if the Big 12 wins these games, though, like we're gonna put respect on the conference, right?
I don't think that's how this works, bro.
It's not a two-way street, apparently.
Right.
Yeah, this is only a one-way street.
You know, because Baylor's got who?
Auburn.
Yeah.
Auburn. Colorado's got Georgia Tech.
By the way, they do say Baylor's first loss is against Auburn as well.
Okay. Yeah, because you said it's going to be a tough start for the Big 12. I'm just saying, if you say that and then the Big 12 goes out and takes care of business, then you got to put respect on the conference.
And I really like Baylor in that matchup, too. We were talking about it last week. Like, I'm probably going to sprinkle something on
The
that.
line is flipped. I think Baylor's actually
Favorite now?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
I think
I mean,
so.
they should be.
They're at
it was
home, too.
crazy that they were 2-point dogs last week when you were
No, they're
looking at it.
faves.
But yeah. Shedeur Sanders. The drama is back in Cleveland. He shows up to practice, throws it around a little bit, and then all of a sudden he's not taking any reps. Of course, the order of 7-on-7 reps and all that. I think Huntley ended up going first. Is that correct? I don't even. What are they doing over there, man?
He went third.
He went third. Yeah.
Who knows what they're
But
doing?
people were saying he went in before Shedeur, and not knowing that Shedeur was not practicing because he was injured.
Shedeur was hurt. There's a video out there of him
Yeah.
throwing before or starting practice, and he's grabbing at his oblique rib section.
And he's
and,
showing it to somebody. Too,
Yeah, showing it to Njoku.
Yeah, right.
So Shedeur was hurt. I'm not gonna, no conspiracy.
Unless he's in on it too.
Well, but here's the thing, though. With that, it sounds like Kenny Pickett is still kind of hurt, right? Still nursing the hamstring a little bit.
How many days has it been, Jake?
It's been over 7.
That's cool to thought.
I forgot what I was saying.
I just stumped that
Shedeur is
one.
now banged up. It sounds like Dylan Gabriel is going to get his opportunity.
Dylan
on
Gabriel's, yeah. It's time. I cannot wait.
Bro,
He went 6 for 19 in practice today.
Saturday. So
It's disgusting.
we went from literally jumping up and down for Browns touchdowns in the bar the other night
Yeah,
to now you're going to be hate watching.
100%.
what he really wants to do watching the Browns.
100. I'm back in my element, baby.
And I've kind of been hesitant to say this, but I'm just going to say it because
Say it.
I really think that there is a higher power involved in this situation with Shedeur Sanders. And what makes me say that is a handful of things. But here, most recently, with Shedeur getting injured, and I think he's going to be fine. I don't think it's going to be a long-term injury, anything that keeps him out of practice or games for more than a couple days or so. But it coinciding with Pickett, or Gabriel rather, getting healthy and him looking like going to be the starter on Saturday. And the juxtaposition of Shedeur being the starter last week and him going out there and handling business, and turn around a week later and Dylan Gabriel probably getting a start. And I think he's going to struggle. And
That's a bold take.
and how do you balance that if you're the Browns? Kevin Stefanski, the front office and whatnot, those two back-to-back weekends of two very different performances of rookie quarterbacks. And I just think everything that's been happening is happening for a reason. And I think we're going to look up not too far from now and be like, this was always supposed to happen this way. And another thing that makes me think that too, right? We saw the video that went viral damn near today of Jalen Hurts chopping it up with Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
Give him a ride back to the facility. And obviously Jalen Hurts was asked about it afterwards, and he was like, Shedeur came up to me and wanted to,
I'm sure.
pick my brain a little bit. And obviously Hurts was more than willing and welcoming and whatnot. But that is somebody who didn't have it easy early on in the NFL. Somebody who was a damn good college football quarterback and had to go through a lot of things. Well, is he really good at this level, though?
He was also, like Shedeur, drafted kind of to not be the starter.
Exactly right. Where there was a guy in Carson Wentz coming off a MVP caliber season, a team that was really good, obviously different than the Browns. But I think of some of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Lamar Jackson was slandered endlessly for the first few years of his career. Obviously a different quarterback than Shedeur.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Mahomes, obviously, this is a different situation as well, but sat his first year. Nobody was clamoring for, we need to see Patrick in the game right now as a rookie. Josh Allen, I thought he was going to be cooked his first year in the NFL. A lot of people did.
Because it was rough.
It was rough. Exactly right. And look at him now. Some things just take a little bit of time, and a lot of times the best things take a lot of time. A lot of people, I think, expect this to happen overnight, and that's just not typically how this works. Just be patient.
Real quick, we're headed to overtime. If you are watching on your television, head on over to thednvr.com. We're going to wrap up over there.
We're about to wrap up anyway.
Yes.
I agree with everything you guys said. And I think, I don't know if I'm going to be hate watching Dylan Gabriel, rooting for him to fail, because I just don't think I don't think Shedeur needs him to fail. It's so obvious that Shedeur is a more capable NFL quarterback than Dylan Gabriel that I don't even care what he does. This is from a size perspective, from an arm strength perspective, from a accuracy perspective. Like Shedeur just beats him across the board, and it's obvious. Andrew Breer can try to tell me whatever he wants, but I know what I'm seeing. But I do think that there will be some vindication, and like eventually, at some point, someone in the Browns organization is going to have to answer to this.
Well, that's why I'm like, I don't want to say I'm rooting against Dylan Gabriel. I really have nothing against him as like a person and all that, but it's just like, let's start knocking some like away some of these quarterbacks, bro. You have freaking 5 of them.
Well, they're talking today that they might add another one.
You're joking.
I swear, because dude, Shedeur's banged up, and Pickett's still banged up, and Gabriel is still banged up, although he's going to play. Like, they were opining some people today that they might add another one.
But they just need to add some guy who was like the starter at like Ohio last year.
Yeah,
like, just
get
have
a
him
camp
drive
on.
down and take a couple of reps. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Saturday's going to be fun.
But yeah, I mean, they got to start making some decisions eventually, and obviously this is week 2 of the preseason. There's only one more game after this, like, and who knows what happens in that week 3 game, because I don't know. It could be like do the starters play into the second half thing, or is it just like we're gonna wait until week 1 type of thing?
Man, I pray Pickett plays Saturday too, dude.
If he doesn't play during the preseason, literally, what was the point? I mean, there was no point to begin with. But
If he's not ready week 1, they should really cut him too. I mean, they should cut him anyway because he's not a good quarterback.
Yeah.
But like, he hasn't even played a game for the Browns yet.
No,
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
And you drafted 2 quarterbacks and you have your starter already. He just doesn't need to be in the picture anymore.
Facts.
Totally. So, yeah, we'll see when Shedeur gets healthy and makes his return to the field. But we could see a lot of Dylan Gabriel this weekend, for better or worse. Or for better and worse.
Scotty could give the Browns a couple reps on Saturday.
Sure.
Oh, God,
could.
just, hey, hit my line. Hit
He's
my
already
DM.
got a jersey.
For real, I swear.
To the Toyota chat we go. BK95 says, any update on the DNVR tailgate for Georgia Tech? Not yet.
Yeah, we are doing everything in our power. But not everyone wants to see you win. Something you got to keep in mind in life.
We will let you all know as soon as we can about Georgia Tech tailgate.
But we will have something. I guarantee you that.
And we can't wait to see you.
Facts. Don Peasy.
Peace.
Fun fact, according to Q for 6, he turned 17 on May 22nd, 2025. When he balls out and opts for the NFL early, he will still be a teenager during his first pro minicamp.
Sounds
Wild,
like-
he's so good, yet so young. Hashtag SCO.
Sounds like someone else on the team.
Yep.
Yep.
His best friend, maybe.
I'm so excited about Quinn, man. That first touch. No, his first touchdown in Folsom Field. And he hit that. It's gonna be so electric, dog.
That video yesterday I sent y'all, that short they
Oh,
made.
yeah.
Are you athletic?
What you trying to say?
Yeah. Of course I'm athletic. What do you mean? And then Sincere in that same video goes, I wouldn't be on the same team as you if I wasn't athletic. Talking about Quentin Gibson.
Where did you send this?
The text, I sent it to you guys in a text message.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh,
was
it's great, bro.
hilarious.
You got to watch it. It's hilarious.
All right.
It's like they ask Q first, like,
Yeah.
would you want to be athletic? He,
Oh,
what you
yeah,
mean?
it's
And,
like-
then, and then they have him go around and ask everybody on the team pretty much. It's hilarious.
That's good.
Yeah, and then Yo-Yo ends up with the mic.
Yeah.
And,
That was like a TikTok trend, and it peaked at like kids whose parents were like famous athletes who are now older, like
Yeah.
asking them. Like I saw one like Randy Johnson's daughter was like, "Dad, do you ever wish you were athletic?" And he's like, "What do you mean?"
I mean, it got some of the guys on the team where they're like, Hakeem's response, what did he
yeah.
say to him? He's like,
I think he was just like, man, watch out. Like,
Allie actually tried to do it to me, and I think she might have the video somewhere. It didn't ever get posted.
all right, we'll be back tomorrow. We do have media tomorrow. We'll be back in Boulder. Tight ends day. So that'll be fun. And, yeah. It'll be 15 days tomorrow. Slowly but surely.
hell yeah.
See y'all then.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.